Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're going to jump into voicemails right now. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail, we'd certainly like to hear from you. You can download our app. It's totally free. And that's good right now because I know everybody's trying to pinch pennies and cut costs. But yeah, all of our content's on there. Every ACT that we do, like this one right here, you can hear on there. All of our uncensored Friday free shows are on there. Plus, you can sign up to be a BDM member. If you're already one, then we thank you because we're a small business and we need that. If you could up your monthly membership level, that would be terrific. And if you can't, that's terrific too. We understand that times are tough. So let's jump into some voicemails. Here's one. I've been we've got like frequent callers or frequent flyers, as I call them.
Yeah.
I've been editing them out because you've got BDM Neil and you've got, what's his name? He calls all the time. I'm blanking on his name.
A wet mouth?
No, not Webmouth. He's a new one, but he did call in as well. Zach from Ohio.
We got Carl. We got Manny,
Carl might be dead.
No, I've seen him commenting in the BDM group.
Level
He's still
10,
alive.
level 9 or level 10 Carl might be dead. Manny Wetmouth is doing his best to not have a wet mouth. We've really, really screwed up his brain. And then here's Zach from Ohio with this question.
Hey, Tom and Dan, it's Zach from Ohio. We all know the best egg is an over medium egg on a sandwich with ham and
Sandwich.
cheese. That being said, scrambled eggs are the easiest to cook, and I usually do that. How do you like your eggs?
And then
What was that at the
he
end?
squeaky farts at the end.
Oh.
A lot of slurring when people call in to leave their voicemails. How do you like your eggs, Tom? You're the guy on the show
I think I agree with Zach here.
I think Tom makes the most amount of eggs of
He does
anybody.
make the most amount of eggs, but does he eat the most amount of eggs?
Like do you make one egg for your boys? Do they each get an egg?
Yeah.
Like one?
I used to make, it's funny, when they were younger, I used to make them 2 apiece.
Man, that's a lot of protein.
What are
I
they,
know.
MMA
Yeah.
fighters? What are you doing?
I know. Well, they don't get any much protein because that's the only animal product. These,
But then you
that
cook
cheese
pancakes and other
He
things
does
as
he
well.
does a grandma
with these
breakfast,
eggs.
which is awesome.
But now
I
they
want
just
that
get
so bad.
1 egg each, and now they've been eating
Scramby?
scrambled usually.
Little cheese in there.
They'll eat fried eggs, but and they'll this morning I've been making them the hard boiled eggs from Easter.
Maisie likes a hard boiled, yeah.
So because we made a bunch, dyed them for Easter
Yeah.
or whatever. So
She
they've
doesn't like
been
the
eating
yellow
them.
part though. She likes the white part.
Oh, really?
She don't like the
She doesn't eat the center?
I like the yolk to me has got the flavor, but the consistency I can understand where for a kid, the consistency's sort of like a smoothie, smeary, chalky thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got that chalky kind of a smoothie. I don't even know how you describe the yolk of an egg. It's not like the white part is like eating an omelet,
Yeah.
but the yolk is like it's got a kind of a paste consistency almost to it.
Well,
But-
there's no taste to the white part.
Right.
It's just.
no, you put salt on it. It's a
yeah,
salt.
yeah,
You're just
yeah,
eating
yeah.
salt
Yeah.
at that point.
But I like my eggs over easy. I like the runny yolk.
I'm an over medium guy, like
think I'm
Sam.
over medium.
Yeah, but I don't like if I'm eating if I'm eating something on a plate, over easy is just fine. Where it runs into my potatoes, maybe on my
Sure.
biscuit. I'm
can
good
sop
with
it up.
that. Yeah, I'm good with that. If I'm eating a sandwich, I've got to be over medium.
Yeah.
Also, something
scramby.
that I'm totally different from my wife in the fact that she likes her eggs dry, like the
Oh.
she
I like a dry egg too. I don't like a wet egg.
I like them wet. Like I
right.
cook my scrambled eggs. I beat them so much. I add cheese to them.
oh my God, you're an animal.
That when they come out, they're basic like the consistency of cheese grits.
No, that's
Okay.
how,
Right.
that's how, I'm going to pay you a compliment. That's how renowned chef, I know Juan will slap my cheeks good for this, but that's how Gordon Ramsay makes his eggs. When his scrambled
Really?
eggs come out, they look almost like a cheese grits.
Yeah. That's
And
how
I can't eat them like that.
Yeah.
I like them like my dad liked them. I put some chipped beef in them, chipped beef and eggs, dry as F, and then you pour the salt all over them.
Yeah, I like it wet.
That's interesting.
I just I don't know. I think the way my
You
mom.
do not strike me as a wet eggman.
Yeah. Scrambled eggs wet.
Yeah, see,
What about an omelet?
I like an
Where do you
omelet.
stand on an
I
omelet?
like an omelet. Now, where do you stand?
Ham and cheese omelet.
That's a goodie. But where do you guys stand on the Colorado
What's that?
or the farmer's omelet where you got to put crispy hash browns Oh, my mouth's watering. Inside the omelet.
Not.
Haven't had that.
Oh,
but
you got to get crispy, buttery Waffle House or IHOP style hash browns inside the omelet, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's going to have bacon, and it's going to have like some onion, some green pepper. And then they put, my mouth is watering crazy. And then I'm Manny wet mouth. And then they put a blob of sour cream on the top. And you smear that sour cream all over that omelet and you let it melt just a little bit. Oh, Tabasco that sucker and
but
get
I've never
down.
had it.
Yeah.
Tabasco it and get down.
I thought you hated eggs.
I do, but omelets have I don't count an omelet as an egg.
Okay.
And I'm also, I know that's crazy. I also don't like eggs on, I don't like the egg trend. I don't like egg on pizza. I don't like egg on hamburger.
Oh, egg on burger's good.
No, I can't do it.
You know what I really like, and I've been making it a lot, is I told you I got into the poke bowl.
Yeah.
It was basically just a rice, a protein, veggie.
Had that last night.
And
that's exactly what I had last night.
I've been eating it like 2 or 3 times a week for dinner.
Double dinner?
And
no, he's trying to combat the candy he's been eating. I'm trying to combat the cookies I've been eating.
Yeah. And I'll put a fried egg on top because there's that Vietnam's place does that. So I just emulate that. So I'll make like jasmine rice, grilled chicken that I sous vide or whatever. I'll put a bunch of veggies.
He's got the bug. He's cooking now.
And then I'll put a fried egg on top. And then I'll
Delicious.
and here's the key.
You got to put some sort of spicy sauce all over it.
I put spicy mayonnaise.
Yeah, you do.
Which definitely makes it unhealthy as
Oh,
hell.
yeah.
And then a lot of siracha. And then I whip it up and mix it
Everything
all
he does,
together.
he whips it wet.
And then so
And
it's
is it
all
wet? Do you cook
Whipped
it wet?
and wet. That's
all
Tom Van Way.
Yeah, whipped and wet, baby.
It's like a light red because of the sriracha,
Yeah.
and then I love it. Then
I like that
I'll
too.
eat that every night for dinner.
That's exactly what I had last night.
If you told me I had to eat the same thing every day, I'll do it. Like
I
it
know.
doesn't matter to me.
Juan's mad at you. He says, "Don't slop trough it."
Oh no, I love mixing it all together.
No, you
He's a
don't.
mixer, yeah.
I like to do a little bite. Like I like to use my fork almost as a navigation tool through the landscape that is my food. So I'll come through and let's say I got some avocado, some cucumber, some jasmine rice, some chicken sriracha. I try to get a little bit of everything. Obviously, you can tell I'm hungry because I'm getting the wet mouth. I am so hungry right now.
You mix it
Get this
together.
man a water.
No, I don't want to mix it together because then you're like you've smeared it all into one giant flavor instead of letting each flavor stand a little bit on its own, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right because all I taste is the
Sriracha.
The sriracha. Yes, it's all
Just drink
sriracha.
sriracha then.
I know that's what Crystal yells at me. Like when I put hot sauce and everything. Like we just had rice and chicken and black beans.
I
last
love
night.
that, dude. That's my that might
yellow
be my
rice.
favorite meal.
But
That's good.
with
just so easy.
like avocado or whatever, and I just
Yeah.
I put that hot Valentino's, and I just drench
The
it,
extra hot,
and then I
right?
mix it up, so it's
Yeah.
all
Whip it.
Valentino's.
Oh, you're a
Whipped and wet.
slob.
Yeah.
And then Chris is like, it's just all Valentina's. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I like it. And like, mind your business, old lady. You don't know
God.
nothing. Also, it burns the back. I'm virtually certain I have a horrible acid reflux or whatever.
You
and
have to.
And it's burned all my esophagus because when I eat hot stuff now, like I feel the pain in my back of my throat.
Dinosaur Jr.
And I'm like, that's the beginning of cancer.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Esophageal cancer.
Everybody,
Yeah.
no, you don't get that. You get that from eating the,
No, well, you get
with the HPV.
acid reflux.
Well, we know he doesn't do that.
Oh, come on.
Burn it into cancer or something like that.
I don't think that's fact.
I think
That's
so,
the
yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
Medical facts.
We
Get
might
them
as
from Tom Dan.
we might as well go all food, right? Whip it and wet. Here we go. More. Here's wet mouth.
Tom, Dan, Sam,
Oh, that
Butler.
was
I'm not-
okay.
Now he's going full
Yeah.
into it.
He's doing it, yeah.
No, he's
doubling
not.
down.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think he is. I
He
think
at first got mad, and then now
Yeah.
he's accepted
He's
wet
taking the
mouth.
power back.
And then he's
Yeah.
like, "You want wet mouth? I'll give you wet mouth."
You can't handle the wet mouth. But this one's bad. I mean, I think
Yeah,
he
yeah.
addresses it here. This one's real bad. Oh,
Tom, Dan, Sam, Butler. Take a deep breath. Get my dry mouth away. My wet mouth away.
No.
So we talked about these diced pickles before. Numerous shows. I'm a bit of a pickleman myself. You guys probably make fun of me for it, but I make my own pickles every year. So
That's what's making your mouth so wet. All that vinegar and salt. It's making you too. You need to go over there and whip the wet out of him. Since you're the whip one.
the wet out.
It is. Do you think they are chopped cucumbers that are made into pickles, or do you think they're pickles that are chopped into dice-sized pieces? Because you'll get kind of two different products, which you do. If you chop them first, you'll get a more unified shape, but you'll lose the consistency and you won't get that good pickle crunch.
Is he holding his breath when he talks?
I think he is. I think he thinks if he holds his breath, he won't have wet mouth. That's not. You're gonna die. Just be who you are, man. Look, we were
be yourself, man.
We bust your balls, but we still love you. Look, I'm short. People bust my balls all the time. I mean, you're a wet mouth. Just be who you are and be proud.
Except the wet.
You're going to get, the pieces aren't going to be as uniform, but you'll still have a good pickle crunch. So which one do you think it is, Tom? Love the show, guys. Later.
He took a deep breath
at the end. He was holding it. He was holding it.
You did this, right? Didn't you cut the pickles?
No. We got them.
So do you cut pre or post pickling?
Well, back in the sub days, we used to get them in a 5-gallon bucket, restaurant grade food bucket. Yeah. Because that's how the big restaurants get their stuff
like Cisco. And they bring over the big white bucket of pickles.
Yeah, the standard at Lowe's.
So they were already cut. They were already diced.
They were already in there, and then you would just scoop them out with a gigantic scoop.
Let's get a big bucket of diced pickles for the studio.
But I see his point. I wonder if they dice cucumbers into the squares and then pickle them instead of, because if you pickled cucumbers and then diced them, they're not going to be square in the middle because they're too mushy.
Too mushy, yeah.
Yeah. So I bet he's right. I bet they do dice cucumbers and then pickle the squares. That's how they make them, because the consistency of the square is pretty rigid. With the square pickles, the diced square pickles.
Tuna Daddy is saying that you cut post-pickling. If you pre-cut, the acid and heat will turn everything to
mush. Yeah, I would think.
Oh, really? Okay.
I would think that.
So we were wrong.
All right.
Post-pickling.
Diced pickle poster. I can buy a diced pickle poster for the studio if you need me to buy one.
They did not look like that. They were perfectly, I would say, quarter or, God, how big is that? A half-inch, maybe a half-inch cube. Perfectly, like they weren't diced in all different size, like a diced tomato or something like that. This thing was mechanically done in some way in a factory, right?
And then it may not have been pickled as much as you want to think too, right? Because I think Juan's right. I think the more you pickle, the more relishy you get.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a tiny cube of dill. Like there was no, it wasn't mushy. It was crunchy. It was perfect. I haven't seen the diced pickle as sub shop since, and unless I go down to Miami in the Hungry Bear.
Now we do have a bit of a controversy, and let me check time here. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right here. Oh,
there is a thing called a pickle punch.
Oh, pickle punch? Well, we'll talk about that. Okay. We got to go to break. We'll go to break, and I have a controversy I would like to play a voicemail for you and let you guys try to sort this out, okay?
All right.
We'll take a quick break, come back with more A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan right after this. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. Butler is in the other room. We're going to fire up another computer later today and see if we can get the studio tidied up, buddy.
Yeah.
We can jump back into voicemails. I had mentioned before the break that I have something that's controversial. If you'll remember, I want to say 2 weeks ago, we had a listener call in and say that he was the first of our listeners, or at least our BDM members, that had contracted the coronavirus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we interviewed him on the show. And
gave him a straw hat.
Yeah, we sent him a straw hat.
Oh, I never sent that.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
You did? You sent it? Never sent the straw hat.
Well, I mean, I let Eric know to send it.
Oh, okay.
So it got sent.
Who's Eric?
We're going to make sure he's okay. I don't want to waste a straw hat.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah. If things go weird, just send that back. Yeah. But wipe it down first.
So blow it off.
So then I got this voicemail. And I didn't know if this was just one of his buddies messing around, and we might have to do some editing here, but this is what I heard, so tell me what you guys think about this.
Oh, just wanted to update that guy that called in that said he tested for coronavirus positive. He was just bullshitting at work and needed this audio to get him out of trouble because he did not have a test that showed corona positive. So he lost his job. Now he's dead.
So what do you think about that?
I hope that's not true.
Yeah, what do you think about
that?
that?
And if it is, why are you so nonchalant about it?
Is that a drunk guy calling it? Because we have had a lot of...
He was driving and he didn't sound drunk to me.
Well, the end is a little weird, but... So what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, well, we can call the guy that...
Is that true?
I think that guy's trolling, and I think he's being a jerk.
Yeah, you think he's being a jerk? I don't. Now is not the time to be a jerk.
Yeah, because the guy we talked to, the BDM, like he made a post on the BDM page,
and he was very concerned about his sister who has issues.
Yeah, she was immune compromised, and he was trying to do the right thing and be a good guy.
It didn't seem like he was trying to get out of work. Like, he was posting on the BDM page, like, "Hey, am I the first BDM that tested positive for this thing?" Like he was putting it out there.
It was legit.
And then we talked to him. No, like, listen, I don't know. We have no way of 100% verifying it, but there's a lot of people that how many over 100,000 in the United States? So it's
Christine in our Twitch chat room may have nailed it. She says there are a lot of people out there that claim 80% of all positive tests are false positives, and that this is all overblown. He's probably just one of those idiots. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. Yeah, this guy seemed legit to me, but whenever I get something like this, and he sent it a couple of times, which made me...
The same message?
Yeah, and then like an email as well. So I kind of felt like, well, do you know this guy? Are you trying to screw with him or something? Are you bored? Like, what are you doing?
Tell me the name off air.
Also, it's not like...
I'll send you the email. I saved it.
It's not like it's going to be devastating to us. It's like, what? He didn't... Oh, my God, that's it.
Well, I mean, it's devastating if he died.
Shut it down. No, he didn't die.
Well, he said he didn't have it.
No, but at the end, he's like, he lost his job. He's dead. Like he says, like that's why I was like, is this guy drunk? Like, what's he doing? It didn't make any sense. Let's try this one right here.
Hey guys, so recently I just got furloughed from work. I was working at a physical therapy clinic, and now I'm helping my dad's company out in the warehouse because they just recently lost some warehouse guys. And it is just really, really nice because I just kind of pop my headphones in, pull orders. I don't know where many things are, so I'm still learning stuff, but 5 hours have passed and it's felt like it's nothing. And I was just wondering if there's any activity that you guys like to do that just kind of like shut your brain off and just kind of go around and just, I don't know, it's kind of nice to just be moving my body and not really having to worry about treating patients and everything. Anyways, I love the show. Bye.
Yeah, like jobs, like this job requires us to use our brains to have to think about what we're going to say.
Yeah.
Which I'm not crying poor mouth or saying that this is extremely difficult, but at the end of the day,
it's draining though.
I'm very tired at most days, if not all days.
But mentally exhausted.
there are a couple of jobs I loved that were, I think, perfect for this guy's category. When I was planting the hybrid fern in Pearson as a young man, I was like, I don't know, I think I was 16. It was mindless. They'd just have a radio on. It was probably like JRR or something, the rock station. And all I had to do was plant fern for hours. And it was actually kind of nice. I think Butler has fallen into this category of doing Legos. You sit there for 10 hours, you turn your brain off, you listen to some music, maybe you got TV on in the background. Maybe you're talking to your wife. For me, it's Animal Crossing. I throw that in the category of turning the brain off. It's mindless, it's addicting, and it's stupid.
Yeah. If I can go out and just mess around
Rake
with
and
my yard,
blow leaves.
I'll cut some hibiscus plants.
Yeah,
and then
now you're talking.
Tend to your garden. How's your garden going?
It's going good. I'm still waiting for that Reaper to sprout. Anytime now it will.
You should take a picture a day, and then we can see the progress.
Like
a flip book.
It's got to sprout first because right now it's just in a grow cube.
Yeah, and then you pop that out and you put it in the actual tower garden.
Yeah, it's some vermiculite in there, and then it'll sprout, and then when the sapling is about 6 inches, then I'll transfer it over to the tower garden, and then it'll grow fast. Like my jalapenos, and probably by this time next week, I'll have about 15 to 20 full-size jalapenos.
What do you make, buddy?
I don't know.
I could smoke you some poppers if you want them and bring them to the studio.
It's the same thing that'll happen last time. Last time that I did this, because I'm not tending to it because I don't have the time to look up every single prune, like how to prune every single plant.
Yeah.
And
you had to spray Tabasco on it yet to keep the tiny bugs off?
No, because it's inside the pool enclosure.
That's nice. Yeah,
so
yeah.
there's no bugs on it. Although I have to put it outside
to get a little more sun.
Well, no, for the bees to pollinate
Nice.
The actual. Some of the vegetables need pollination. You could hand pollination or pollinate.
You don't want to do that.
with a Q-tip, which is
Oh
pretty
my
easy.
God.
You don't want to do
Like
that.
you just put it into the one flower to the other flower. You just have to transfer the pollen so that it starts fruiting. But most of the vegetables don't need that. But the bees, if you just roll it outside, the bees will do it for you. You know.
Oh, you got wheels on yours?
Yeah.
You ponied for the good one.
Oh, I started buying all the upgrades because I
Nice.
have nothing to do on the weekend.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is my new project.
I had to build wheels on mine. I drilled holes in the bottom, and water's running out everywhere. It was a mess. I ruined it.
But what was I talking about?
I can't wait to see it. I don't remember either. Next voicemail.
Tom and Dan, Butler and Sam. Jim from Lakeland here. I just pulled up to my favorite gas station to put gas in the car, and there were 2 pickup trucks nose to nose with jumper cable stretched between the 2 of them right at the gas pumps. Tom would stop and put gas in his car. Sam would definitely not stop and put gas in her car. Dan, would you stop and put gas in your motorcycle? How about Butler? I didn't stop. What would you do?
Well, I mean,
Wait,
like,
what?
so I'm trying to. This
He's
would
worried that the jumper cables are going to somehow blow up the gas pump.
No, I would definitely
I
stop.
honestly wouldn't even think twice about it.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, you forget.
Maybe I should.
I mean, Jim from Lakeland doesn't know me as well as you guys know me, but there was a time when I would put gas in my car while
you're
smoking a
smoking, yeah.
cigarette
Yeah.
and not even think, be on the cell phone while I'm smoking, not even think, because I'd seen my father do it.
Yeah.
Now, I won't smoke inside my car. I will never do that, but I'll smoke at the gas pump. Nothing I do makes sense. I won't get on a plane, but I'll ride a scooter without a helmet. You know what I mean? Like, nothing
Yeah.
I do makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Well, it's the irrational fear of plane riding should transfer over to being extra careful with the other
And
aspects
it
of your it
doesn't.
doesn't. Yeah, that's why it's irrational. But if it wasn't for my wife, I'd fill my car with my car running, especially with the kids in the car.
I
because
remember
of
my
the-
dad doing that
the
all the
AC
time.
yelling. And then, and ever since I've known Crystal, she's always been like, "Turn off the car, and it'll blow up." And I'm like,
Well, it does tell you to turn the car off.
Yeah, but
It
like,
tells you,
it's
but I'm
not
like-
going to blow up.
But to me, I was like, well, what's the difference? Like, is somehow whatever's happening inside the combustion engine going to ignite the fuel vapors in the back of the car? Like, no, it's not. I understand that it technically, maybe in some sort of small statistic, is safer, and generally it's a good idea. And everybody in society should probably follow that rule, but it's fine. I mean,
I would stop and get gas with the jumper cables. Like, I guess
I probably would
it's
too.
the spark that everybody in the chat room
now-
is talking about, and I just can't see that blowing up my car. I can't see that happening.
well, the fuel vapor would have to be so
Immense.
significant
Yeah.
in the air that it would ignite from a spark on the jumper cable. Even though it's like you're not. I mean, you're still probably like 8 feet from the actual fuel pump, and if the fuel pump's not on, then there's no open exposed fuel. Anyway, just do the math yourself. Listen, it's your own lives. Listen, everybody just worry about themselves. Listen, if you see that and you're uncomfortable, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then everybody else just go there. It's fine.
I'll just wait it out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how stupid I am. The first time I listened to Jim from Lakeland's voicemail message, I thought that he was commenting on how he wouldn't stop because he thought maybe it was some sort of a scam and they were going to rob him. Because I didn't even understand the idea.
That's why I was like,
of
wait,
the
what?
spark with the
I didn't
jumper
even think
cables.
about it.
And I've seen the spark with the jumper cables a million times. I got them sitting in my car. I did one like 2 weeks ago. Some lady needed jumper cables. I pulled them out.
Yeah,
Don't pull 'em
It's
out.
fine. By the
Well,
way,
I asked her to pull them out.
you know what? My wife got these for Christmas, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. It's called a jump
Hey,
box.
you loaned that to me.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that
And
thing.
it actually works really well, and I would
It's
recommend
awesome.
it to everybody. It's about I would say 6 inches by 8 inch rectangular cube.
Yeah, kind of looks like a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah, and it's just a big battery. And,
I think I have one of those.
And
it's awesome.
It comes with jumper cables, and it'll jump a car like 10 times before it needs to be recharged, and you just keep it in your car. That way you never need to have someone else.
Now, if only you kept a gas can in your car.
Jumper
No,
can.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
One or
Well,
the
I mean,
other?
an empty one. You can keep an empty one in there. You don't want to sloshing around.
Haven't ran out
He
of
doesn't
gas
have those either.
in a while.
I remember as a
Probably
kid.
a year ago today.
Tell me if you guys thought this. My dad's best friend in DeLand, I had my god sisters, and his best friend was my godfather, and his name was Bucky, and Bucky was awesome. I loved him. And I always thought, well, he's still alive. I still love him, but I'm just saying, I always thought that he was super cool as a kid because he had a truck that had 2 gas tanks. And I remember seeing the 2 like tank covers on the side and being like, whoa. Like, to me as a young boy, that was like, I was like, this is a great idea. You will be safe forever. If you're driving down the road, you run out of gas, you got an auxiliary tank, bam. I mean, like, this is a game changer. I remember as a kid thinking every boat should have this, every motorcycle should have this, every car should have this.
And then you don't have to worry about pulling on the wrong side of the gas
You'll never
pump.
worry about it again because you'll have every car in the future, and this is me as a young boy, I'm thinking, every car in the future will not only fly, but will have 2 gas tanks. And I'm surprised that never became more of a thing. Do trucks even still do the double gas tank?
Well,
he was pulling a dually trailer, and it was a badass truck, man. I loved it. But to me, there's just something very calming of having 2 gas tanks. Like I said, that's preparation right there. That's great.
Yeah. As things become more fuel efficient, it's probably become less popular. But once I stopped being afraid of gas when back in the college days and we were doing Drunky the Bear videos, we decided to have 2 guys in bear suits box each other in the backyard of my duplex, my college duplex. This is probably like 2002.
Yeah.
And we set it up, and then we decided we were going to do a ring of fire or whatever. This is on video. I should try to get the video.
Yeah,
And-
hey, if you could find, do you think I could get with Andy? Because like now we live in a time where everybody's just scrambling for more and more content. I would love to edit some of that stuff and put it up. Even the stuff that I'm in. Where's Tiny Viking?
Yeah. He pulled it off of
Is
some hard
Pudge on
drive.
any of these videos?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he.
I put him down. I put Pudge down on the list for Quarantine Cribs, but I think Tom exited off my
come
list.
on.
In the counterparts video, the Pudge was the closest to severe injury because he tried to do a front handspring off my roof of my childhood home down in Miami into a bush, but he clipped the bush, like he did it, but over-rotated, clipped the bush with his feet, and landed just straight on his chin from the top of the roof on my driveway. And then he busted his chin open and almost exploded his teeth out. We thought
Jesus,
we thought
man.
that it was going to be bad, like he broke his jaw,
Yeah.
but it was fine. But anyway, back to the
Pudge
gas.
power.
So the wizard he's holding like a 2.5 gallon red, portable, gas can.
Like a hey, I'm out of gas can.
And he lit the fire and the ring, but he was trying to still pour it around. And the fire came up all the way to the tip of the gas can, and then he was just pouring fire like onto the grass, like straight
at
from
that
the
point,
gas
it's
can.
just napalm.
And then it was literally coming out from the fire, and he still was going around. We were all screaming, "You're gonna blow up" or whatever. It didn't
Right.
blow up, and that was when I was like, "Oh, it's fine." Like in my mind as a child, the whole time I thought if fire ever came up to the gas can, it would be, boom!
Yeah.
But it does not like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know what? It's funny.
And then he just shook it off, and then it was fine.
we are both swamp trash, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I discovered that I was not afraid of gas was when I got a wasp sting on my thumb. And my dad used his pocket knife to get the stinger out, and then in order to disinfect it, he made me stick my thumb in a gas can full of gas, swirl it around in there. And then he put a piece of tape over it.
What was that?
It also got huge, swollen, infected. I had to go to the hospital to get it drained. But hey, he thought he was doing right.
like a turpentine. Like we're gonna have turpentine. Like
Yeah,
gas.
put
the
some
same
gas
thing.
on it. It's fine.
Yeah. I like
Dad, put some gas on your cheeks.
old real men. They're like
Stinks.
turpentine, alcohol, gas. Like it's
Yeah.
all in the same
Yeah.
general
I think
category.
it all burns.
Yeah. Everything that burns is,
We'll
is a
clean your
chemical.
guts. Yeah.
I'll put that in the same
Quick,
category.
I need some burning liquid to cleanse his wasp sting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a bad one. Let's go to this one. You have a tendency weekly, maybe monthly, to bring up the movie 300 and the orgy scene with the humpback man that should not have been born.
Yeah, okay.
That
yeah.
should have been cast off the mountain. And I think this is somebody calling it for that.
Hey guys, this is for a corporate time, specifically in reference to a recent Nerd Jock where Tom complained about the movie 300, specifically the part when the goat man was playing the drums or flute or whatever.
It's the weird flute that has like a big like cylinder,
like a flugel,
and then it goes all the way down to the small cylinder.
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
stupid looking.
By the way, what is that flute?
Yeah.
It's all connected by a couple bands.
Like when I see that, I look at the guy and I'm like, "You're ugly, and your flute's even uglier."
Yeah.
When I first saw the movie, I totally agreed, but I read some analysis that said if you remember the start of the movie, it was one of the Spartans narrating because he was asked to go and rally the rest of the Greek troops and he wasn't allowed to fight. And what we're watching is actually his narration to the rest of the Greek troops, trying to motivate them to go and fight the big bad guys. So he's not telling everything literally as it happened. He's embellishing a lot to make it seem more dramatic, to demonize the bad guys.
I looked this up too. Yeah, it's as if I were explaining my dreams to you, and you know how much you love it when I tell you about my dreams. It's probably one of the highlights of the program. Imagine though the things that you see when I'm telling you that. Imagine if those came to life.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was almost like in a weird way a tale or a dream sequence instead of an actuality. So your anger is the same, and this is what I created in my mind. The anger that you have for this scene is accurate because in a weird way it is a dream and you hate dreams, so your anger is not misplaced. You are correct.
Well, now
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And now I'm even more angry because
He's embellishing. We always embellish. That's what we do for a living.
if I'm one of the 300 guys that the other guy with the eye patch is telling me the story, I'll be like, hold on. There was a goat, like a actual goat man playing the flute. Like, I've never seen. Are you sure? Like, I understand.
I don't believe that.
I understand the prostitutes. I've seen all
You know
that.
what? I'm gonna go look for a big wolf.
The executioner with the axe hands, maybe.
Oh, he's great. I like
you
that
know.
guy.
I mean,
I don't even remember. I
You
watched
don't
that
remember
movie-
Axe Hands?
I watched the movie so long ago. I don't remember any of this.
So did the guy look like a goat? Or are you saying he's an actual full goat man with a goat head playing the flute? Let me stop
isn't
it.
Based on like mythology, right?
Right. Well, it's
So
an embellishment.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
like he's
Well-
creating a tale. It's the embodiment of him vocalizing a embellished tale.
It was
And
just Jeff
then
Howe
I'd be-
playing the flute.
He continues. So
Then
here,
I'd be like, well, do they have a whole goat army? Like, because I don't
no, here he continues.
Make the soldiers much more motivated. So of course it's going to get more fantastical and a little fake, and the beasts are bigger and the bad guys are kind of inhuman. So watching it from that point of view, I actually found it much more interesting, and it made a lot of sense because from a soldier's motivation point of view, of course you want to kick more ass because you just
Sounds like he's in Chicago, right? Like that sounds like the L or something.
don't understand what the other side of the world looks like, and it's not that you're fighting regular old humans, it's that you're fighting these crazy monsters and demons. So the goat was kind of meant to be a little bit more fictionalized. So from that point of view, I thought it was kind of cool, and I thought I'd share that. But just an idea. Thanks, guys.
I also like that he puts just an idea at the end because he knows you're going to get more mad.
Yeah.
He's a good listener. Thank you for calling, sir. That was a great message.
Also, if you're trying to rally up your troops, don't tell them that there's like.
Don't tell him it's hard. Tell him it's easy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
There's some supernatural.
We should go into business together.
How many goats do they have? Like, what
Yeah.
if they have like crazy tiger men? Like, the
Don't
goats.
talk about the tiger man. That's why I
No.
tell these guys when
Yeah.
they come in every day. Samantha and Travis will be like, "What do we have to do today?" I'm like, "It's an easy day." No, and like it doesn't matter what we have on the books.
Do they have magical powers? Because that makes me more scared to fight them.
Yeah.
Because I
Isn't
don't have magic.
A
All I
lot
have
of
is a
creepy stuff on the
sword.
internet about Goatman.
I'm just a man, and this
Yes.
guy's a wizard.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not fighting.
Yeah. Just tell me it's easy. Tell me these guys are like, they haven't fought in a long time. They're all sick from traveling overseas.
Yeah, you never hear a high school football coach go out there and go, guys, these guys we're playing today are gonna tear us apart. They don't say that.
Yeah, they're bigger and
Stronger. We have no chance, you nerds.
They have the legs of goats. They'll run, stomp you crazy. Like, I don't want to go against them.
They'll
Don't tell
use
me
their
that.
horns to gore you to death.
Yeah. Like, every single one of them is big as Derrick Henry. Like,
They'll
no.
beat your head with their flutes. They'll beat you to death with their weird flutes.
Yeah. Just, downplay it. Don't tell me about the mythical creature. That's scary.
Let's try, because I think we got time for one more. Oh, God, is this enough? Hopefully we've already done this one. I'm about done with frozen bread, although I will say I tried a piece this morning for my morning toast because I am ascending into an old man, and God dang it, frozen bread is crumbly. It just crumbles. I tried to put jelly on it. It just disintegrates. It's like I'm touching a moth. You ever touch a moth and it just disintegrates? And I'm like, you weren't even alive, were you? That was a trap.
It's frozen bread with wings.
It's gross. I hate frozen bread.
Hey guys, I was listening to a show and you guys were talking about frozen bread. Now when bread starts to get a little old, I always throw it in the freezer. And there's only two good things you can use it for. It's for French toast or grilled cheese sandwiches. That's pretty much all I use it for.
Oh my God, sir.
If it's in there longer, then I just punt it in the trash can.
This is Snuffy Sniffy Snuff Nose. We've got, what is it?
Sniffy, Snuff
This
Nose.
is Snuffy Sniffy Snuff Nose, and we have Many Wet Mouth, and this is Snuffy Sniffy Sniff Nose. Snuff Nose.
Yeah, it's cheesy sniffy. Wet nose.
Oh, Cheesy Sniffy Wet Nose. Write down Cheesy Sniffy Wet Nose. We have Many Wet Mouth and Cheesy Sniffy Wet Nose. You guys got to get, is everybody calling have Corona? Because everybody sounds like just absolute S.
But that's the only two things I use it for. There you go. You can't defrost it and use it for sandwiches. It's gross. But those are the two things I use it for. All right. You guys have a good day.
It's the
Thanks.
allergies.
Yeah, man, blow your nose.
I
Cokehead.
walked out.
Yeah, give me a Coke.
Even today, like my whole.
Or he's wearing a sweater he's allergic to, like the Seinfeld episode.
I couldn't find my car in the garage. I thought it was missing. No, it was there underneath all the pollen. It's all over. My God.
How's there pollen in your car? It's in the garage.
No, it goes under the garage because there's like a little bit of gap, and that stuff's like it's like baby powder.
Yeah.
It goes everywhere. It's driving me insane.
My whole WRX is caked in
Oh, yeah.
orange, but I'm like, I thought this S was over. Like
No, never over.
But like, what's like? It came in spring. Like it rained
still
heavy.
spring.
I guess you're right, but I thought it dumped it,
Slow spring.
and then
Well, we haven't been having rain. We're supposed to get some this week, but
Supposed to rain today, I thought.
yeah, 50% chance in
pain
Orlando,
in the
Florida.
ass.
We got to take a break. Let's take one when we come back. Oh, prepare yourself. We're bringing it back. We cancel it every week, but we bring it back every week. It's Bird Wednesday.
Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Do you have anything you need to hit before I pull the trigger on this?
Let's see. You can get our documentary for free on Amazon as long as you're a Prime member. Just go to Amazon Video and then, rate and review it. That would help us out. But
Yeah, just
it's
make
free.
sure also that you're searching under all. That way it pops up easily. And if you're looking for the videos of this particular show or any of the shows that we do, you can always go to YouTube and subscribe. Tom and Dan Live. Just search Tom and Dan Live, and you can watch the show every single day. It's your favorite song, Tom.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird's a winner when the bird. It's now time for Bird Wednesday!
Bird Wednesday brought to you by Orange County Library Systems, OCLS.info.
Yeah, if you were to
They're
maybe
doing online stuff.
Yeah, maybe you'd like to download a book about birds. Well, you can do so, and you can sign up to get your library card online. Digital downloads are still going. I know that because my wife is rocketing through books.
Yeah,
she is a nerd.
You can get a lot of free content if you have your library card, and also do online courses. They've got tons of stuff. Check out everything they have to offer at ocls.info.
Yes, sir.
And if you have some free time, they're going to offer you some really cool quality information, entertainment. They have unlimited amount of resources.
They have so much stuff. So today's bird is, I'm just going to go out there because
go ahead.
I can see it. And if you're watching on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Yeah. This thing is blanking disgusting.
I had a lot of people tag me for this one.
This is disgusting. I'm back into hating birds. This thing is gross.
Yeah. A long wattled umbrella bird.
Yes, that is correct.
So
can I hear it? Is it
There is a video with a call in it.
Okay, is this
like a waddle?
There he goes.
It is swing crazy. He's swinging his waddle.
Can I grab it by the waddle and pull it off that branch? Like a businessman grabs another businessman's necktie in a bar fight?
It looks like it's just either skin or it's filled with liquid. It's gross.
Oh, it's like a big feather D.
Yeah.
So
he's got an afro and a big feather D.
Well, you know.
The male is 40 to 42 centimeters in height, with the female being slightly smaller at 35 to 37 centimeters. Both sexes are short-tailed and carry an erectile head crest that of the male is slightly longer at 20 to 30 centimeters. The male is distinguished by a large throat wattle of feathers, while females and juveniles have no or a much smaller wattle.
This thing.
The wattle can be controlled, and it can be retracted in flight.
Oh, so when it's flying, it pulls its feather D in.
Correct.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, you don't want to look like Superman flying over a nudist colony.
Yeah.
Remember that joke? Superman, what's this?
Yeah, it's like
Superman flying over a nudist colony?
I don't know this to be true, but I'm going to venture to guess LeBron James wears compression shorts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well,
you can't dunk with just your...
I know for a fact.
It's going to fall out.
I saw, and look, if I'm lying, I'm dying.
Dominique Wilkins?
Dominique Wilkins, Magic Basketball Locker Room, saw it.
Yeah.
And if he didn't have compression shorts, then he's the toughest man alive. Because that just wouldn't, it's just physics wouldn't, it's just science, folks.
Yeah, he couldn't be on TV. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It'd fall out your shorts.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to retract it during flight, just like...
These can be found in the southwestern part of Colombia to the province of El Oro in Ecuador. It seems like the weirdest birds are in South America.
Yeah, well,
I feel
mean, like did we have did we have as many weird birds like this comparatively in this area, but we've just populated it and
it's possible, yeah,
and just kind of destroyed it to the point where a lot of them are gone or not as prevalent
our woodlands and everything is a lot of wetlands and Florida like dry pine scrubs and all that stuff, and that lends itself to a particular species of bird, and none of them have like ornate. I think there's a reason, like in the rainforest, because it's so densely packed. These birds need more elaborate ways to attract females, and they've evolved these ridiculous things because of something to do with the rainforest, I would assume. Like in Florida, because it's, mainly Everglades and like dry scrubs.
I mean,
and
it all pretty much looks the same. There's a green and brown.
Yeah.
But like
we only have a certain species of birds and not like as tropical because of whatever reason.
So are they more ornate because the flora of the area might be more ornate, and then thus they would need that in order to camouflage themselves as well as our boring birds do in the scrubs?
Well,
does that make sense?
I think all the the colors. Well, like the parrots, all that has to do with mating. I don't know if it's for camouflage because because they could fly. They don't have as many problems with predators. Like the
do
animals
birds fight in the air?
Oh, yeah.
The animals that specialize in camouflage usually are not fast and have to just stay in place and hide.
Right.
And that, like, their camouflage, that's where it continues their survival because it hides them from predators. But these birds, they have all these ridiculous waddles and dances and, like, plumage just to attract females, and it's just a mating thing.
Yeah, these are disgusting.
Like peacocks.
I think this is the worst one you've ever sent us.
I apologize.
Yeah, it's bad.
Can you have this bird as a pet?
I don't believe. I mean, people are trapping them, which is why they're going down in population. But you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Here's another
they are
one
protected.
that Sam sent me. I think we can hear it. Oh, that's a camera shutter.
He's looking at us.
Retract that waddle.
Oh, he's pulling it in.
Is he?
He pulled it in a little bit.
It, again, with the bird watching.
I think I'm out. Can we cancel the bed again?
Are we canceling again?
You're like,
I think we got to now.
You're like, okay, there it is. Okay, what's it? Is that where you walk all the way out here? I'm getting stung by mosquitoes.
Yeah, I'm hot. And I'm sweaty now. I got a swamp ass because you made me walk out of here.
It's not that good.
Yeah, it is. And this thing's like a dark black, like a weird looking bird. It doesn't even have any beautiful colors. It doesn't even look like a Jimmy Buffett T-shirt.
Yeah. Like, I understand it's rare, but whatever. You know, like it's better than this riding the Hulk coaster every single time.
Yeah.
You know
what's better than riding the Hulk coaster? Putting this bird on the Hulk coaster and then videoing what it would do.
No, its waddle be flying crazy.
It'd be flapping crazy. And then it'd rip off and fall in that big net that catches everybody's Dale Jr. hats.
It's a long waddle.
Coins. And how many, like at Universal Studios, when you go over, then things fall into the net. Did they clean that thing every night and get all the stuff out of it?
I think, yeah. It's probably.
Did you ever find anything good?
Yeah, phones and
I'm sure they do.
expensive sunglasses.
Although they probably have to go through the whole process.
Although
They
now
put lost and found.
at Universal, you can't even get on the thing without emptying all your pockets because people were losing so much stuff and people would jump the gate to try and get their stuff back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there was some incidents.
Super dangerous.
And then someone get decapitated one time because of that.
Don't talk about it.
Oh, my God. Is that true?
Yeah, but it wasn't at Universal.
Somebody got their head chopped off trying to get their Dale Jr. hat back?
That's
That's not worth it, bro.
Dude, we made this, this was, we were on the radio at this time. This may like 10, 15 years ago, but some kid at like Busch Gardens or something.
Oh, God.
Jumped to get his hat. And I think you made that same joke. It's like a Dale Jr. hat. You're die for that.
Nope, same jokes 10 years later.
nothing changes.
And then it clipped his head.
Oh, man, that's so sad.
And the roller coaster was going like 80 miles an hour. It was like real bad. But I mean, you have this gigantic thing on a track hurling, by you. If you get clipped by that, you're done.
It was at the Six Flags in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And
he hopped the fence and entered the restricted area.
Yeah.
There's video footage of
Oh, come on.
What year did it happen?
this was
2007.
Where's the date on
6,
this?
5.
Yeah, so Tracy's saying in our Twitch chat room there was a worker who died by getting kicked in the head in New Jersey by one of the riders on a coaster. He was sweeping under the coaster and somebody's foot hit him in the head. That's how easy, I mean, that thing's just ripping through the sky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super dangerous.
Weird for a foot to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like
anything.
That velocity, man. Woo.
Yeah, blunt force trauma to the head. You know,
but you still think like we watch MMA fights with people that are trained to kick as hard as possible, and they get kicked in the head. It must have just been the perfect area to get hit, because 9 times out of 10 you're not going to die from a kick in the head.
Yeah, you ever get slapped in the ear and you're like, oh, and like you think that's it?
No.
Pop your eardrum.
I don't know that I've ever been slapped in the ear.
Like it happened here one time, taking off my headphones, where one of these headphones, because it's kind of stretchy, and that thing whacked me in the ear, and it rang my bell. I was like, ah! And I was like, I'm dying. That's how wimpy I am. Can't even put on headphones.
A headphone slap.
I was like, I'm dead.
Literally thought
it's the only thing I need for my job, sans a microphone. It's like, it's the only thing I need. Well, I'm going to vote on this bird, and I'm going to vote that this bird is the nail in the coffin on the bed, and it's over now, and no more Bird Wednesday. I hate this bird. I hate all birds.
Yeah.
I had an email from my guy, though, and I'm going to have to dig for a second to find this. Did I send it to you, Sam?
I don't think so.
a guy very upset with me and my stance on birds. Very upset.
No, I did not get
Bird
that
lover.
email.
Yeah, he has a lot of birds, and he left me a message. I'm gonna have to go to my personal Facebook here and see if I can track this down. Extremely mad at me for things that I'd said on last week's Bird Wednesday. And I'll track it down, but it was basically he was talking about how the birds are extremely affectionate, and that he loves them, dude. And
That's fine.
yeah,
I
and,
love 'em, bro.
Yeah, and how I'm
Listen.
insanely wrong in everything that I'm saying. They are the most affectionate pets. They can fly.
No.
Dogs can't do that.
Have
He
you ever
was
seen an
saying-
affectionate
Listen,
bird?
All I'm saying is Hitler had a wife. That's all. I'll just leave it at
Okay.
that.
Oh my
I'm just
God.
saying that there's some person out there for everybody, and birds got you, sir. We can hate them. Just do what you do. Everybody's good.
Is this the one? I don't think I can find it now. Well, anyway, yeah, very, very angry.
People are upset that you're taking away Bird Wednesday. That you're canceling it.
Well, why would we continue it? It's not
Do
good.
you like this?
But
Yeah.
the people
Who
like
likes it?
If you like it in the chat, let us know.
Call in and tell us why you like
Yeah,
it, because
I'm
I
gonna-
don't believe you.
I'm gonna need a call.
This is
'cause
ridiculous.
I'm with Tom. I don't
Nobody.
believe it.
What are we like? We bring it up. And
I
there's
mean, I
like-
get tagged in emails all the time
Yeah,
about
but
birds.
you guys don't participate, and you know how hard it is to sit here and talk about something I hate as much as birds.
yeah,
Hate
and,
birds.
And
They don't do anything.
I think you're still riding the wave of our excitement 4 weeks ago when this whole thing started with Bird Wednesday. We were all excited about
No,
Bird
I
Wednesday.
started it talking about hummingbirds, and then that
Oh,
followed,
yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
amazing. That was majestic.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
to stand there and watch this hummingbird
Yeah.
feeding off of a flower. That was
It's
beautiful.
run
This
its
thing is-
goddamn course.
Yeah, thank you. This thing
We
is
tried, and what are we
disgusting.
supposed to do?
What are we moving on to then? If we're canceling Bird Wednesday,
I don't know.
I don't
or
know.
are we
Yeah.
just not going to have a
Well,
segment? We'll just
No,
voicemails.
We'll
I
continue.
think we have to cancel the show now.
We continue with Bird Wednesday until we find something else to substitute it with. I don't know yet.
So we are continuing Bird Wednesday
well,
until
we have
further notice.
Well, we have no other thing. So it's
you
Bird.
said one last week, something Thursday. I can't remember what it was.
God damn.
Too
it.
many shows.
Forgot what I said.
Well,
So
it all runs together.
Fish Fridays?
here's the thing. Bird Wednesday's still on, but we'll be mad about it next Wednesday.
Oh, what is it? What's the meme or whatever?
Oh,
what
yeah,
were you
yeah.
wanting to do?
Know what I mean.
Know
I
what
don't know what I
mean.
mean Wednesday.
Know
We
what
could
I
do
mean
that.
Wednesdays.
Yeah, but I don't know what that means.
Oh,
I like what he
no,
did
I
there.
Oh,
hate this.
Pun Wednesday.
Oh, Pun Wednesdays.
Okay. I don't know what that is
Well,
going to do.
Tom
either.
wanted to do racist joke Wednesdays, and I was like, we
Yeah.
can't do that.
Well,
We
I
can't
got a
do
bunch of
No.
emails from Norm suggesting it, but
Norm's like, you got to ratchet up the racism.
I was
Kyle
like,
Larson's about it.
I was like,
though.
I know you like it, and a
Kyle
lot of other people, but I'm still
It's frowned upon.
on the fence. And like, yeah, some people don't like it.
Well, for all the people that
That's my
email,
take
and
of
this
the
guy,
day.
he sent me a picture. It's him sitting on his couch, and he's got a bird under his chin, one in his shoulder, another one in his shoulder, and then one's on the back of his couch, and then there's
Oh,
one in the
yeah.
background, and there's one over here. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, look, man,
That's
arguing
not-
with you about
That's
this
not
is,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, there's nothing I can.
Yeah.
You're as good as dead.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
There's nothing I can do.
Well, yeah,
you are now. You might as well be a bird.
yeah.
You're a bird man.
Peck your seed, bird. Let's bully him. Let's go on his Facebook and then just bully him every day. We'll just leave mean comments.
How are your birds, bird man?
no.
How the seeds taste today?
Your poop is white. Ew.
Did someone clean your water dish? It gets gross. I've seen it.
That's the only insult I can think of to a bird is your poop is white. You got a black tongue and you're licking that tiny ball that comes out of the metal water holder.
You poop on the Orlando Sentinel today? How was that? Plenty to go around. Been delivering them to our studio for weeks.
No, you stopped that finally, did you?
I did.
You sent it to the bird lady.
I thought I sent it. It wouldn't let me totally cancel it.
That's not. That's,
I
how
couldn't
how
do
could
it.
they lock you in?
It would only let me suspend it. I prepaid for a year. It was like $12.
That's smart.
I don't even want it.
Yeah, great job.
And then, actually, the story never even got out because we told the whole story in the Bus Decker show that got lost. So people don't even know that I got basically conned into a Orlando Sentinel subscription at Ace Hardware.
I wouldn't use the word conned.
Well,
You voluntarily signed up
Yeah, the guy just asked me to sign up, and I did it.
yeah. That's not really a con.
But to me, and my sense
Not
of
a million
Why
scenario.
can't you just say like, no, thank you?
I felt bad for him. He was begging me a little bit. He was like, please, I'll give you these.
This is before the pandemic, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah,
You
yeah.
weren't
Right.
out, running around.
No, yeah. This is like 2.5 months ago.
I don't want to get those emails now.
And
you were at Ace Hardware. Did you wear a mask?
I was at Ace Hardware the other day. No man. So I
put my mask on my butt last night. I farted through it just to make my daughter laugh.
and then we received the paper here, and then
Every day.
So I get here
I
first,
just-
and
I
I would
said-
get it, I'd bring it in, it's wet, and it's got dirt on it, and I put it on your desk every day. I was mad as hell.
I know you're-
So fuming mad.
And
I'm
then
like, more trash. Samantha and I try so hard to clean this place up, and all Butler does is bring in toys.
Oh my God.
Just tons of.
We just cleaned out the studio, and he's just bringing in
like,
trash.
hey, I brought board games and some of my figurines, some Lego. I'm like, we don't need your toys. How old are you?
And then finally, after weeks, because I'd get mad too, I'd see it on my desk, I'd be like, God! and then I would punt it in the trash, and then I'm like, what is this? This is a gigantic waste of time and
Trash
resources.
delivery.
They're just throwing trash on our front porch, and then you're putting it on my desk, and I'm taking it and putting it in the
Just moving
trash.
trash
I'm like,
around.
this is
You
ridiculous.
know what you should have done, though, is when they ask you, like, if you're saying, like, can I cancel it? They're like, no, I'm sorry, you're locked in for life. There's no way out. Like, apparently that's what they said, because you're telling me there's no way to cancel it. You should have given them the address to the nearest dump and said, that's my new
Forward it
delivery
there,
address.
yeah.
Just forward it right there. It deserves to be punted right into the trash.
And then, so I went online, and there was seemingly, now here's the thing, I'm an old pop-up, don't understand technology, so maybe there is an easy way, but I went on there, and there was only, you could postpone it if you went on vacation, so I started hitting that to postpone
Permanent
it.
vacation.
No way.
But then I finally figured out to change the address to my own house, because speaking of birds, I was like, well, maybe my mother-in-law can use the newspaper to line her bird cages, because you got a bunch of birds over there.
There you go.
So I changed the address to my house. It stopped coming here, but it doesn't come to my house, and I have no idea what happened after that.
So now where's it going?
Oh,
We
I don't know.
They force you to call them to cancel it.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
We should do
It's like
that.
plan-
And you know Tom can't say no. You just got to pretend to be Tom and cancel
No,
for
we
him.
should do that with our BDMs.
I know.
You
Well,
got a call to cancel, like Orlando Central.
Shame them.
And then
Yeah.
when we're like, nope, you can't cancel. You got transferred to one of your friends. Preferably somebody who likes birds. Because they're still doing Bird Wednesday, and you're going to love it.
Yeah. Well, we do have that. I do get calls from angry BDM's moms.
Or grandmas.
or-
Sometimes it's your grandma. If you're a really bad swamp person, then your parents have nothing to do with you, and your grandma took care of you.
By the way, and it's not what you're thinking. It's not like some 16 or 17-year-old.
No,
it's like
no.
a 28-year-old that still lives with their
We've had
parents.
a 35, I think. yeah.
uses their mom's credit card and signs up for a BDM membership, and then they call and they're like, "What is this? I don't know what Tom and Dan is." I'm like, "Do you have a son?" And like they're always like, "Yes." I'm like, I know it's the same thing. It's only been like 5 or 6, but then I'd say no problem. We'll cancel it and we'll refund you for whatever months you didn't want. And then they're usually like, "Well, hold on, let me talk to my son." And then they're
It
like,
brings them a little bit
they're
of
like,
joy.
"Frankie, do you want your Tom and Dan thing?" And then like,
you hear it in
I'm
the
like,
background.
"All right, we'll keep
Did
it."
Did you at least put out a couple of job applications yesterday?
So I'm like,
Fazoli's.
super sad you live with your mom still. Although pretty awesome if she's making you like.
He just got a job bussing at Sweet Tomatoes. He cleans up all the green and red little pieces of paper you put to let him know that you're still eating and you're up at the unlimited soup buffet.
Is it true? If you heard that thing where like there's been like a extraordinary amount of Italian youth like they still live with their moms or whatever. Like they're
very close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like
they
close.
got good relationships
Tight-knit
with their
families.
moms.
It's a cooking.
In Miami, it's like
Yeah.
that with like a lot of Cuban guys will live with their family for a long time, like up until they're it's a thing. Like it's
You know this is
closer-
going to happen to you, right?
Yeah.
What?
Your kids are going to be living with you in their 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing. I want it to happen because
Yeah, so do those
they're-
parents. A
they're
lot of
my-
those parents
I know.
like taking care of their kids
I
as
kinda
adults.
want that
It's
too.
not good for them though.
No.
But I would be fine with Tommy's like I'm gonna. He says that he's like my son's telling my wife they're like I want to marry you. You know, like
All right.
That's incest.
You should not only encourage that, but I would.
Oh, man.
Why don't you do a mock wedding online tonight?
Yeah,
That'll go over big.
And it's a cute little thing. Like they love their mom, and but Tommy says like I want to live with you forever, and I'm like fine, deal. I'm like I want you're my best friends. Like,
it's so sad.
I know, but it's like
let them live their life, man.
I want you to live.
They're independent men.
Now I assume
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
now it's fine, but I assume, and just like I've talked to other parents, like as they get older, you're like, oh God, get the hell out of here, because you get
Maybe not though.
You know,
there are those parents.
No,
that,
because they get annoying.
They become more adult, and then you clash more with them than
Right.
you do. Right now, it's kind of cute.
Now they
It's-
might not want to live with you forever, and then you're gonna get sad when they leave, go to college.
They're already moving out of the cute, like kid phase into like more annoying. Like for instance, like Tommy's like, "Will you play, play Incredibles with your Bob?" And then I'm like, "I gotta do the dishes," and they're like, "Well," and Tommy's like, "How many minutes is that gonna take?" And I'm like, "It's like 20 minutes." Like, how many seconds is that? And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, it's question
like,
after question.
I'm
after
like,
question.
it's 1,000 seconds, and he's like, 1, 2. Then he starts counting. I'm
I'd
like, ah!
lose it. I would literally lose my mind.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they're cute sometimes. But then the annoying part comes, and then you're like, God.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah. So I imagine it's going to become more and more annoying until they get to the age of like 15, 16, and then you're like, I can't wait till you get out of here.
Yeah.
Right now it's like as they're babies, like or younger, I'm like, stay with me forever. But when they're 16 and they're, I got the pee everywhere, and then I got the shirts.
They're gonna be like that guy in the Geico commercials where it's like playing their video games. Like, I'm not your trash man, Mom.
Yeah, when they're an annoying teenager and they're like, I got a Chungus Pugelmungus living with me. I'm like, get the hell out of here. I want to live my life. I want to be an
making
old man.
giant breakfast for 2 adult men.
I think Chungus is still with his mom, right?
Yeah.
We got to get out of here,
Married,
guys. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Is there anything we need to plug?
You can become a BDM member on tomanddan.com.
Please do.
It's easy. It just says, sign up subscription, monthly subscription service right on the right-hand side.
Tons of extra content for you
Or
guys.
you can sign up for the full year.
Yeah.
And it helps us out. We're a small business, and whereas things are okay right now, we don't know. So we're doing our best to just kind of stay the course and try to entertain you guys the best we can.
Yeah, and start thinking if you're not affected that much by all this, because as I'm watching, like you scan social media and you're seeing the overall what people are going through, and it's, people are losing their jobs left and right out there, and if you know someone with a small business that's not working,
Help them out.
Your hairstylist, your any of those people, like, just get some prepaid stuff. You'll use it in the future.
Yeah,
but
we did yesterday. We bought some prepaid stuff. I bought I brought a pandemic party pack from Valhalla Bakery. So I got that coming. You can help out these little bakeries and little cute little restaurants and coffee places that are independent and small business. You can help them out just by buying a cup of coffee or something.
It's also a way for guilt-free gorging yourself, because you could say, I'm doing charity right now by eating this cake, because normally you wouldn't do it. But
you know me too well.
And that's a perfect excuse. You're like, this is for the good of the community.
And look, I love my
yourself.
Peloton bike. I love it, and I ride it almost every single day. But I love cake more than my Peloton bike.
Yeah.
That's a Dan Dennis guarantee.
Or all these services and stuff. Just think about who could use some help and help your neighbors out.
Yes, sir. We'll take we're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.